again, everyone. I'm Mike King, along with Speedway historian Donald Davidson. We welcome you to another edition of Indy 500, the Classics. And Donald, today we turn back the clock to 1975, and an interesting piece of equipment is unveiled here. It would become perhaps the most maligned piece of equipment by drivers and team owners in years to come.
Okay, well, everybody was using a turbocharger, and they needed to try and hold the speeds down, so we came up with the dreaded pop-off valve.
And it did just that. The speeds, in fact, were reduced. And interesting, of course, this place is always noted for its records, and one thing that everyone had on their mind was the fact that A.J. Foyt had 3 wins under his belt and was looking to become the first 4-time winner.
Indeed, and he was very much the man to beat in 1975.
Johnny Rutherford returns as the defending champion. Let's drop the green flag now on practice and qualifying for the month of May, 1975.
The spirit which makes a race driver is unchanging. It remains like a heroic moment captured forever in bronze. These men are professionals. The man on the left is George Souders, the 1927 winner. Beside him is Jimmy Jackson, who chased George Robeson over the finish line in 1946. It's nice when people remember you. Remember your name is Agajanian and want your autograph. Remember you've been a race promoter and car owner for almost 40 years. Perhaps your name is Babe Stapp. Babe Stapp? Why, I used to watch you race during the 30s. By golly, you were a heck of a driver. You should have won the 500.
I could have won 4 different times by leading the race. I chased some wonderful drivers round and round here, and some wonderful drivers chased me. I think maybe that we all were striving to win, and my first race was 1927, and from then on, why, I was a very, very eager beaver. Well, Gasoline Alley hasn't changed much. Just about the same as when I was back here. The same garages, and all the excitement, the trauma, and get it together, get it done, try it, not right, do it over again. Good old Gasoline Alley. Everybody else changes, but not it.
Being a part of the 500 is frequently a family tradition. Johnny Parsons won in 1950. His son Johnny Jr. is a talented professional driver. The name Vukovic is as much a part of the 500 today as it was in the 50s. Gary Bettenhausen continues the family tradition. Dwayne Carter, Sr. and Jr. And Mary Unser, mother of a professional racing family. Her husband, Jerry, was a racer. His toughest competitors were his brothers. And this is how it is today with Bobby and Al. It's qualifying time for the 1975 Indianapolis 500. On the track is Johnny Parsons, Jr. The checkered flag, and he's in for his second race. Next up, Peter Rabbit. If you can believe the scoring pylon, his first lap speed was 189 miles per hour. Jimmy Carruthers, 185.615 miles per hour. Mike Mosley, 187 plus. John Martin, 183.655. Tom Sneva, 190. And Pancho Carter, 183 miles per hour. Johnny Rutherford of Fort Worth, Texas, claimed the lion's share of that $1 million purse last year, and he set the existing qualifying record in 1973. This will be his 12th Indianapolis 500, and like a true professional, he's out to win. Al Unser is a 2-time winner of the 500. His speed, 185.452. Now, Brother Bobby. For him, this is just another mountain to climb. What he learned years ago at Pikes Peak is helping him right now. It takes precision driving, split-second reaction, and a feeling that the car he is driving is merely an extension of himself. His speed, 191.073, fastest of the day so far. Gordon Johncock won the 1973 race, and he too would like to repeat. His speed, 191.652, is just slightly faster than Bobby. Now, Anthony Joseph Hoyt Jr. is heard from. He's waited all day. It's 4:10 p.m. and conditions are just right. His first lap is over 195 miles per hour. The others bring his average out to 193.976. He has won the pole and figures to go for an unprecedented fourth Indianapolis win. Grant, Irvine, California, is a very fast race driver. He's also a quick change artist. Lloyd Ruby, just a whisker under 187 miles per hour. And now Bill Pewterbull. While others have been winning the 500, he's been just trying to make the field. Since 1968, when he passed his driver's test, one thing or another has kept him out of the race. Now, by golly, he's done it. He's going to drive in the 500. The first day is ended. The chance to win the pole position is gone. May the 11th, a new day. Dallenbach is ready, but the best he can hope for is 23rd starting position. 190.648 is a great speed, but it came a day late. Gasoline out. This is where race cars go to undress. They are examined, fussed over, and when they are ailing, major miracles are performed by master mechanics. And then, of course, there's springtime in Indianapolis, when a young man's fancy turns to girls. Romance can blossom in strange circumstances, but a dinner date made in good faith is frequently broken when you have to sit up all night with a sick race car. Of course, if you happen to be qualified, there's nothing left to do but make final adjustments for the big race. Engine performance is critical, but the chassis must function in complete harmony with the power plant. High temperatures point to misalignment. Excessive wear points to uneven weight distribution. Tire diameter is adjusted to the needs of the chassis and the high-speed groove of the 2.5-mile Indianapolis Oval. Each person involved in the 500 brings to the job a certain professionalism, whether he's an observer of 30 years standing or a gardener cutting a lawn 3 feet from a fast-moving car. Tom Bigelow spun coming out of turn 4, brushed the outside wall and continued on into the pit. He can still make the race. Mario Andretti practices to make up lost time. Billy Scott of San Bernardino, California, spins coming out of turn 3. Emergency equipment is there almost before he stops. It's the last weekend of qualifying. Mario Andretti makes the field with 186.480 miles per hour. Jerry Sneva lost control coming out of turn 4. He touches the wall. Damage is minor. Jim Hurtubise, always a popular candidate for the starting field, blows an engine in the main straightaway. Then, with time running out, Tom Bigelow makes one last valiant effort to win a place in the field. The speed is good. He'll be starting in 33rd spot.
So, Donald, following practice and qualifications for the 1975 race, anticipation was running high because A.J. Foyt is on the pole.
He was really looking good. Would this finally be A.J. Foyt's 4th win?
It's going to be interesting to see. A power-packed front row, by the way, for the 75 race.
Gordon Johncock and Bobby Unser.
So there you go. The front three will bring him to the green flag. It's the 1975 Indianapolis 500.
121 degrees, the temperature of the track about 10 minutes ago. Now, race fast. Our time is here. Time for those important and famous words from Mr. Homa. Gentlemen, start your engine.
Three professionals on their way to claim $1 million. As it has been for 59 years, is fast and dramatic. There's something about watching $3 million worth of precision machinery dueling for a winning position. Johncock takes the early lead from Foyt and holds it for the first 8 laps. Bobby Unser and Rutherford are close behind. Ruby is out on lap 7, a burned piston. Then Foyt moves up and passes Johncock to take the lead. The average speed at this time is 183 miles per hour. It's the 11th lap. Gordon Johncock drops behind and limps in with a broken halftime gear. Individual duels emerge, each trying to improve his position and waiting for a chance to pass the leader. Dallenbach has charged from his 21st starting spot and is now running 5th. Al Unser, on a routine pit stop, passes teammate Andretti, stalled at the end of the pit driveway. Foyt completes his first pit stop as Andretti's crew runs down to get him. Bobby Unser comes in as Andretti makes the long, slow ride back to his pit for a restart. Rutherford gets by Bobby coming out of the pits, and Bobby Allison is the leader for the 24th and 25th laps. Foyt duels with Rutherford. They drive as if they were wired together. Turn 3 and the end of the race for Mike Hiss. He's okay. The field is slowed while the track is clear. Then the green flag is out, and it's 3 abreast down the main straightaway. Foyt is leading, and Bobby Unser comes in for another fuel stop. This one only takes 15 seconds pit time. Every man on that crew knows his job. They are a team of professionals. Dallenbach leads. Hoyt chases him. Al Unser, stalled at the start of the pit area, is pushed down for a restart. Halfway, 100 laps into the record book. Dallenbach has the lead again. Bobby Allison is out with a broken gearbox. Now Hoyt begins to slow down. It appears he is low on fuel and comes in for service. When he goes back to competition, he is a lap down on the leader, Wally Dallenbach, who has just taken over from Bobby Unser. Tom Sneva flipped through the air, hit the fence, and cartwheeled down the track. The accident was triggered when he rode up over Eldon Rasmussen's wheel as they raced side by side through turn 2. The car is destroyed. Parts litter the track. Rasmussen limps on into the pits. Hoyt, Rutherford, and the others must go through the infield in order to skirt the wreck area. Wally Dallenbach makes a pit stop under the yellow for 11 seconds. He holds his lead. It is a miracle that Tom Sneva walked away from this wreck. Now the green, and bad news for Jerry Grant, trying to finish his 9th Indianapolis 500. He has a burned piston on his 137th lap. Wally Dallenbach suddenly slows down and starts for the pits. Another burned piston. He went from 21st starting position to 1st and dominated the race for a total of 96 laps. The lead passes to Johnny Rutherford for 3 laps. In the 165th, Bobby Unser takes over as Rutherford pits. It's Gary Bettenhausen. He loses a right rear wheel assembly. Talk about a professional. Here's an example of cool driving. Somehow keeping the car off the wall and bringing it safely to a stop in the infield. The caution light is on. The weather closes in. And then 300,000 people are suddenly trying to find a way to keep dry. It was as though a gigantic faucet had opened up to drown the speedway. The red flag and the checkered flag come out together. Rutherford wins 2nd place. Hoyt, now on the same lap with Unser, finishes 3rd. Pancho Carter is 4th, Roger McCluskey 5th, Billy Vukovic 6th, and Bill Puterbaugh surprises himself with a 7th. Each man brought a high degree of professionalism to this race, including Tony Hulman, happy to see his 30th 500. And Bobby Unser, very happy to win for his 2nd time.
One of the main things about winning here in Indianapolis is your car and the team. But a big part of it is a thing called desire. I'm quite sure that if this race had gone the full 200 laps, the results would have been exactly the same. Of course, Johnny Rutherford might have given me an argument about that, but I was quite sure after my 68 victory and my national championships that I could do it again. I guess this is what Daddy was trying to tell us boys when we were little. You make a lot of your own luck in this world. It's called desire. In a way, it worked for my brother Louis. It's kept him going. It certainly has worked for Al and myself. We have 2 Indianapolis wins apiece, and that's pretty doggone good for 150.
So, Donald, rain washes away what could have been one of the best finishes ever here.
Yeah, even to this day, you kind of feel cheated. All we needed was about another 20 to 25 minutes because we had Johnny Rutherford was catching Bobby Unser and A.J. Foyt was catching both of them. It would have been a tremendous finish. But, you know, if the rain had just held off a few more minutes, or if it hadn't have been for the Tom Sneeder accident, there would have probably been enough time to get it in.
So Bobby Unser splashes his way to victory lane here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1975, his second win. For Donald Davidson, I'm Mike King. We hope you'll join us again next time for another edition of Indy 500, the Classic.